Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today, the traditional markets are in limbo, but while stocks await a decision, Bitcoin is putting on a masterclass in strength. We're diving deep into the geopolitical chaos in Iran and the massive decoupling of digital gold from the S&P 500. So buckle up because the macro landscape just shifted. Let's get into it.
JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. How's everyone doing today? Smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining. Let's see. Mr. Tom Selleck Scout. Mr. Chewy. Welcome, Chewy. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, guys? We are still in the bunker. But we got a little pump for ants today. I forgot to get the... hold on. Let me get the image up on the chart. That's very important. Important stuff here that we illustrate to everyone just how bullish this move is. Where is it? I should have this more readily accessible. Is this for real? Maybe it's under memes? It's under memes. That's where it is. All right. I got it. All right. Bam. The pumper ants is now official. Exciting stuff. Number go up. We do get excited when number go up, so this is going to be a perma bull stream. Clearly the bottom is in and the bull is back before your cycle is dead, and Bitcoin's going to the moon. Mr. Tom Selleck said, yo, back from snowboarding, and crypto might be front running, so some good news on Iran, or it's just going to dump in the morning. It could be a mix of both. My guess right now is front run, but it is Sunday, so you never know. Futures market did open, and I mean, it looks like it recovered. It opened, like, it gapped down, but we have recovered to the upside, so that could be it as well. Chewy said, nice intro song. Thank you very much, Chewy. Appreciate that. Oddly enough, the Nasdaq fractal is still playing out to a T, like perfectly. And I think we established the fractal maybe back here. So all of this is to be ignored. But for this complicated part to really follow as good as it has is quite impressive, especially considering this is a gigantic fractal that we stole and like squeezed down. So that's pretty cool. Always satisfying when a fractal starts to work out very nicely. Gold and silver. Gold is red. 46.28. We're above 45 though. Are we going to continue to the downside is the question. Our money flow did flip negative. We are still below the moving average on the RSI. Now let's see if we go down to 45. Silver. Silver opened and turned red, but it's recovering. We got a nice wick indicative of some buying pressure, so That is also exciting. The silver fractal, I mean, the shape, the general shape, the general idea is for sure there. Like, we got a dip, we got a dip, we got a dip, and we got a dip, all at the same points. So I'm going to call this fractal a win as well. I guess my only concern at this point is there's no crystal ball fractal for the future. So I don't know where the heck silver's going to go. It does look like it's rejecting the moving average on the RSI. So we'll see if that turns into anything concerning. Right now, though, 72.43. Let's see if $70 holds. Bitcoin itself, though, definitely stole the show. 68,958. Let's see if we can get back above 70K. It looks like a swift attempt at a pump here. Very similar to this pump back here. So let's see if it plays out the same way. There's a lot of situations like this that we've been getting where the price reacts violently and then it kind of dies off. React violent, dies off, violent, dies off, violent, dies off, violent, dies off, over and over and over and over and over again. This was probably the calmest Bitcoin's been in a long, long time, which is probably why it's been so pessimistic. Lunar Entity said, rip to everyone that got trapped in at 90 in silver, right? Bitcoin, 68,910. Let's see if we retrace this entire move and turn it into a bearish engulfing. That'd be kind of crazy. Bitcoin dominance, down 0.16. Did make an attempt for 59. And we are currently in the process of losing that level. RSI, I don't know if the RSI really is relevant, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. It is showing the appropriate shape for a little banana curve to the upside. So let's see what that turns into as well. Let me check the 10-year really quick. Interesting. 10-year gapped up. Uh-oh. We might need a peace deal tomorrow. Yeah, there's all kinds of speculation going on right now. I've noticed the longer the market stays quiet, the crazier the theories get. And by the market, I'm also including like the president and Iran and stuff like that. Like if stuff doesn't escalate and they just continue to go back and forth like dick measuring, then people go crazy with the tinfoil. Lunar Entity said liquidity looks missing for Biddy. Candle structure is ugly, as you noted. Guess market maker is doing his best. Yeah, it's very much like, in my opinion, it's coming off like a sailor kind of situation where somebody just bought and there's no army behind it. You know what I mean? There's one guy, and then his liquidity's gone. He doesn't really care, so it's just going to melt away. I don't know if it's going to melt away that dramatically, but it's very melty right now. So what was exciting was alts kind of tried to wake up when that happened. And we had a little bit of fun. Look at that. Avalanche is up 4.42%. So if this sells off, not a bad idea to scoop some because it's showing strength when Bitcoin's showing strength, which means the buyers step in and are ready to buy when Bitcoin is ready to go. So those are in my opinion, those are the easy picks, the ones that show strength when Bitcoin shows strength. Arrow's up 1.3%, but the chart doesn't look that great. Volume is literally missing. ADA somehow woke up. Got a little 1.2%. But again, the price is bad. I mean, it was below 25. We're back above 25, which is a big deal. We got to hold that, though. Hopefully this ends up being a fake out. But we had all this violent move, violent, and then it just got down here and it just started consolidating, which to me screams downside. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully that was it for bottom. Lunar Entity said maybe credit really is tapping out. What is that? I'm never going to remember that crazy ticker for credit that you always tell me. Never going to remember it. Kwame said it was a rotate from oil. What's up, JJ? What's going on, Kwame? We got Brent 107, and then we got WTI 103. BAM L0 brings them all up. What? Maybe it's LO. BAM LO. Am I crazy? BAMLO. Am I just supposed to look at these things? Those are Balmo. I don't know. Total 3, 704.66. We're back above 700, so that's good. The pessimist in me is looking for 650 if we do have continued downside. Again, I'm not holding my breath for this pump, but if it does go, I'm fully ready. Snack looks good, up 2.12%. Showing a little bit of strength. Solana looks great, 82.22, holding above 80. ETH looks amazing, 21.20, holding above 2K. Midnight, mediocre. XRP, mediocre. H-bar, mediocre. I need some strength out of here. H-bar is holding this lower trend line, I guess. SWE looks awful. I want SWE to wake up. Ondo is actually showing a little bit of strength. It's staying above its lower trend line here, which is around 24.3, I suppose. We got a nice bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI and a green dot in the momentum wave. We talked about Arrow, Polkadot, still very upsetting. We'll see if this can make me happy in the future. Avalanche is awesome. I'm excited for Avalanche. Chainlink, also awesome. I'm excited for Chainlink. 891, can Chainlink get back above 9? Doge, 0.09237. Silver and gold chilling. Nasdaq's awfully green, ain't it? Weird. Very, very weird. Bitcoin 68,923. If you were Iran, I don't know, do foreign entities have access to the US stock market? Can't they just like load up? Can't they just load up on US stocks? Even just derivatives, if you go full crypto and go derivatives market, you load up on the stock market. And then you're like, we have a deal. And then stock market explodes to the upside. It's actually kind of funny. Kid Ada said Pepe looks good. Let's go take a look at Pepe. It's been a while since we've looked at Pepe. Lunar Entity, you gotta help me out. I can't bring that guy up. Oh, Pepe does look good. Beautiful. Nice like accumulation on the bottom. Kwame said I would. Giovanni said, what's up? What's going on, Mr. Giovanni? Yeah, we got a very clear... I mean, maybe that's a bounce. We got a double bottom right here, and then resistance. You're chipping away at that resistance at around 357. You're just barely above it right now. Lunar said, Iran was shorting indices at the start of the month. What's that BAMLO? You said it brings them all up. I don't know what that means, because I tried to search it, and it brought up a bunch of Balmo. Volume on this looks good, too. Yeah, let's see what Pepe does. Oh, it is Balmo? I did BAML0. BAML0. Yeah. It didn't do anything. Just typing in BAML. Oh, okay. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, that would be sick. That would be so sick. What do we got here? That's November. There's September. There's October. October 10th was right here. I don't know. Hey, JJ and friends, what's going on? HQ Zeke, guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. Hope you guys had a sick holiday. Yeah, let's see what this thing does, man. I'm excited. We got that clear trend line. Well, I guess it's not clear. The trend line is iffy. That would be really funny if Bitcoin bottomed, though. Oh! Literally can't see that without hearing that noise. It's like, oh! Alright, let's get to the news segment. Let me get my stupid picture back. Where'd it go? I'm gonna delete it. Let's delete it. And then let's, before we do the news segment, actually, let's do the liquidation heat map. Because I'm sure we liquidated some bears. I'd be willing to bet. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yes, we did. Imagine getting liquidated on Easter. On Easter. Oh my gosh. You gotta be a goofball to short on Easter. He is risen. I'm sorry. That's not appropriate. 69,591. And then above that, I'm going to go all the way to the top, tippy top, 72,047. And then the top of the bottom, I'm going to go boop-a-doo, 68,562. And then the bottom of the bottom, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom on this one. I can't see. My mic stands in the way. 64,106. Sweet. All right. There she goes. Let's see if Bitcoin actually wakes up here, or if that was just a little fake out knee-jerk reaction to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq looks good right here, though, man. What the heck? Are we going to get one last pull down going into Friday? Kwame said those eggs look so good. You ate good. I did eat good today. Oh, yeah. I haven't even checked on that. Is that doing good? My little short that I uploaded today? Completely forgot about that. We have 603 views. Very nice. Easter dinner. Yeah, that was always a thing. Growing up, I would invite my friends over for holidays, and they'd be like, "Is your mom cooking?" So that was always a conversation point for sure. Okay, let's continue. Real to True said, he has risen for sure. I'm proof. I and many Christians have the Holy Spirit in us forever as proof. God bless. Cheers, my friend. Whatever you guys believe, I appreciate you. Lunar Entity said, weekly. I thought you said Wendy's. Clearly I'm hungry. I've eaten so much today. Weekly looks ready to do something for the quarter. MACD prepared to cross up on the Nasdaq or on the Bitcoin. Jeez, these charts are such a mess, guys. Why do you guys let me get this messy? Weekly does look ready to do something. My concern is this, but it does look more like this, doesn't it? It does not look like a top and then a drop. It looks like a double bottom and then a pump. It really does, doesn't it? That would be so funny. I'm just saying. This is the fractal that everyone insists is what's playing out. And if that was the case, then... And now the original goes farther out, but it does not go lower. That is like not scaled for inflation or anything like that. Adjusted for higher market cap. Higher market cap technically would dictate further downside, I would assume. But if you look historically, we've actually lost downside. We lost 2, and then we lost 13, and then we lost... Well, this one's just a guesstimate of another 13% loss. So if that pattern keeps up, even if we don't lose more, like this one we lost a little bit, and then we lost a lot of it. Are we going to lose even more a bit? Or are we going to lose the same a bit? If it's the same, then I'm guessing 58%, which is where that 51,500 target comes into play. But right now, we're already down like 52, 53, I think. Or to the bottom right there, that's almost 52. That is 52 right there. So who's to say 52 isn't the number? And I feel like that would catch a lot of people off guard. The problem with that is we could still chop just forever. Until, we actually grind up. Which, if this monster fractal is in play, which kind of sucks because we're looking at 2027, the end of 2027 for an actual breakout towards 100K again. If that fractal is to be believed, then we got some time to go. But that would be kind of funny, not gonna lie. Lunar Entity said Bitcoin. Yeah, the weekly does look good. Tom Saltzgold said, did you look at the fractal I posted to Discord? Yes, I think, what's his damn name? Scottie Pippen? I think Scottie Pippen posted this as well, if this is the right one. Alright, I gotta go to it. Hang on. Yes. Yeah, it's the copy-paste, which dictates that we've bottomed already. Let me pull it over here. Start it over. Make sure it stays muted just in case they say they're just swearing, like screaming the N-word or something. Yeah, I mean, if it is that simple, then we have hit our low, which would be pretty epic. That's also why I think I like 169. And I feel like even that's a frugal target, but I would rather be frugal than way, out of proportion. It looks good though, doesn't it? I'm irritated that it looks good. Just because I feel like nothing's ever that simple, and the one time it is the one time that nobody thinks it's gonna be. Giovanni said I would love that fractal. 88 said, yo, what's going on, Mr. 88 Metals Mania? Cheers, my friend. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. Lunar Entity said, I still think we'll pull a 2019 fractal because of credit conditions, but we'll see. Let's go pull that fractal again really quick. 2019 fractal. So you're thinking we get one of these guys first? So we go from 17 to 21, and then 2019 is right here. That's your little peak right there. So let me bring this over and see how this plays. Oh man, this would take quite a bit of stretching, wouldn't it? All right, so let's stretch her. All right. Oof. I mean, that would look for one last drop. I don't really hate that either. That actually looks quite good too, doesn't it? I mean, it's definitely mean. This is a very mean fractal, and it goes up to like $280,000 in 2028. Wouldn't that be crazy? 2 more years, man. 2 more years. Kwame said 169 DGen. HQZ said we've already done 120K. I'd like to see a 250K top next for Bitcoin, right? Tom Scott said that's why I like it, because I think we bottomed harder than Lance Bass. Damn. Yeah, let's see if that I don't know, this drop actually makes my 51.5 look really good. If I stretch it enough to fit my bias. Looks beautiful. Look at that. And what sucks too is we're kind of really closely playing that out right now. That little spike and then that sideways boringness until June. Oh my gosh, you know how angry people would get if we did that until June? I'm going to get rid of this because I don't like it. For the sake of not being... I guess maybe if Bitcoin did go sideways like that for a couple months, maybe that would be good for altcoins. I feel like we've been doing that already though, man. Since freaking February, Bitcoin's been 60, 70K. That's so boring. Come on, man. We need to wake up and have some fun or something. Holy crap. All right, new segment. Bitcoin 68,948 and 21 cents. Alexander Lorenzo posted, in 5 years, people are going to ask you how you knew, and you're going to tell them the truth. You didn't know. You just noticed that the biggest banks on earth were rewriting laws to get access to the same thing you were buying on your phone during lunch break, and you didn't sell. That is another thing that's been my whole shtick is the timeline is on our side, man. Everyone that you talk to, no one has been like, I bought last year and I retired this year. They bought 5 years ago and they retired after 2 cycles or more. So the first cycle maybe is the learning period. I'm just saying. Observation. Just a simple observation. Lunar Entity said, I only suggest because A, we have the same president from that cycle, and B, credit is always wound hella tight. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. I'm starting to reach the point now where I'm mildly uncomfortable because I have dry powder. And I do not, like, I'm happy with my bags, but I could be much, much happier, especially at these levels. And I would rather, which is why I've never stopped my DCA, I would much rather just build bags and continue to watch it bleed out than to miss out, you know, watch this thing explode and make half as much money as I could have because, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm still sitting on X amount of dollars in dry powder like an idiot. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just literally FOMO by definition. Trending Bitcoin posted, the guy who posted this never misses. Chart says it all. He actually explains it as well. You got cycle peak, cycle bottom, mid-cycle peak, mid-cycle bottom, and then cycle peak again, cycle bottom, mid-cycle peak, cycle bottom or mid-cycle bottom. So this argument is that Bitcoin has not peaked yet. And if this happens, the 4-year cycle maxis will be like, well, it's a sliding scale. And they'll try to argue that we still went through a 4-year cycle, which would be really funny. So we'll see how that plays out. Lunar said at least it's not ICP, right? Giovanni said same. I'm so excited for the next cycle. That's all it is, man. Like once you reach that point where or at least you strongly believe that the cycle has peaked, you're just excited for the next one. Lunar said people aren't using Bitcoin to annihilate the cybersecurity of sovereign entities and major corporations. Right? This is great. If you knew who was behind math, you would sell your effing calculator immediately. This is a brilliant interpretation of that quote. Because Bitcoin is just math. It's pretty good. Bitcoin Archive posted $8 trillion asset manager. I would like to point out really quick. Bitcoin Archive literally 1,000% called the Bitcoin move to 120K. I think they called for it to go a little bit higher. And we actually played it all out on stream. I don't remember where their top was. I think it was a little bit higher. I put my top at 125, I think. And Bitcoin Archive went way, way higher. But there was like moves, gradual moves. And we followed them. Bitcoin Archive was like this. And that's what they thought was going to play out. And it ended up playing out a little bit less. And like some of my targets hit really good. Some of them were way off. But we tried to be a little more frugal than Bitcoin Archive. That played out pretty much from like January. It had to have been like September when I started streaming. I started streaming in September 2023. Is that true? Yeah. Because this year in September will be 2 years. No, September 2024 it had to have been. So then, yeah, it was right here. Is that true? I don't know. Whenever I started freaking streaming, Bitcoin Archive had targets, and we put targets similar to those, inspired by those, but a little more frugal, and both ended up being super duper correct, and it was pretty sick, actually. So I got I hold Bitcoin Archive in high regards. $8 trillion asset manager Fidelity says, and I recognize that they've posted some BS. It's the broken clock situation. $8 trillion asset manager Fidelity says, capital rotated from Bitcoin into gold at the top, now reversing back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to act like a safe haven, while gold behaves like a risk asset. Oh, what a coincidence. That's kind of crazy. Lunar Entity said, I still can't get over how hilarious it is that ICP's best use case is a weapon. That is pretty epic, I'm not going to lie. Like, just that entire premise that you can utilize that is kind of crazy. For any blockchain, really. Crypto Rover posted bullish. U.S. Treasury injects $92 billion into markets via TGA release, the largest weekly liquidity boost of 2026. Let me repeat that. U.S. Treasury injects $92 billion into markets via TGA release, the largest weekly liquidity boost of 2026. That is so much mother effing money. Crypto Tice, I don't know who this guy is. U.S. Treasury just pumped $90 billion into the economy in a single week. Not the Fed, the Treasury. $90 billion released directly into the financial system. This is the largest liquidity injection in months, and it hits the exact same moment markets are at cycle lows. Bitcoin is historically undervalued. Institutional money is waiting on the sidelines. $90 billion doesn't stay in cash, it finds a home, and historically, it finds that home in risk assets. Lunar said, well, Vitalik did say years ago that smart contracts were unstoppable. Iran and Amazon found out he was right. Right. I will point out, since you mentioned Vitalik, he was selling his personal ETH not too long ago, and I vividly remember him doing that last bear market as well at the bottom, because I clowned on him for that at the same time. But I mean, maybe it's a humanitarian thing. Maybe he's like, well, we're bottomed out now, so this is as low it's going to go. I'm going to sell some, so that way people don't think that I'm like a greedy, money-hungry monster or something. Or maybe he just accidentally times the bottom every single time like an idiot. I think he's smarter than that, but still. He has like almost perfectly timed the Pico low every time. Or maybe that's when people reported it most. Maybe he's just selling all the time, and I don't know. Donald Trump, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, parking lot. Be there. He's going to fist fight the president of Iran. That's make a deal, or he will blow up Iranian power plants and bridges. Iran demands war compensation to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That was 9 hours ago. Odds of President Trump being impeached by January 1st, 2028 rallied to 74% per Kalshi traders. I'm not going to lie. If he does not have a deal soon, he's probably going to be impeached. If the Dems take the House and the Senate, he's out. Lunar said, sometimes insiders sell the bottom to disseminate share float to prospective investors. 88 said, I'd say he buys lows on purpose. What? Breaking. Google searches for crypto just hit 5-year lows, the same level hit during the FTX collapse, bear market bottom, and every major capitulation. We all know what that means. Let's go. It's time, baby. Guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. We live stream every single day, no matter what condition the market's in. Saeed said, hi, sir. How you doing, Saeed? Happy Sunday, my friend. Happy Monday for you, and good morning. Netflix ordered to reimburse Italian subscribers after court rules price hikes were illegal. Did I tell you guys that I'm Italian? I will say, I'm fully ready to cancel Netflix. Like, as soon as I'm done watching Peaky Blinders, it's gone. I think they want like $18 a month now for no ads. I'm not paying for this and getting advertisements. That's insane. Bitcoin price on Easter, 2012, $5. 2013, $93. 2014, $500. 2015, $255. 2016, $418. 88 said sells lows. Okay. 2016, $418. 2017, $1,195. 2018, $6,850. 2019, $53.25. 2020, $7,050. 2021, $58,000. 2022, $40,000. 2023, $28,500. 2024, $70,000. 2025, $84,500. 2026, $67,000. Damn. Joe Esved said, good night, chat. Lunar said, I mean, they can clean and redact part of the files that contain his name at any time. Easy excuse to fuel the impeachment idea. Just depends on what the plan is. I don't really believe in two parties anyhow. They both take money from AIPAC and have handlers. Oh, both parties are trash. Both parties are 100% trash. That's my issue. And I like to stir the pot sometimes, so sometimes I'll speak on one party versus the other and the other way around. Right now, Trump is awful. The Republican Party, being led by Trump, is awful. We are at war. My bags are down. I'm upset. However, before that, the Republicans, or the Democrats, ruled the roost, and there's very clearly rampant fraud. Like, so ungodly bad. And there might be on both sides. I have no idea. It might not be specific to a party, but we can acknowledge that most Democrat programs put in place, unfortunately, do not have the appropriate due diligence to ensure there is no fraud. There's hardly any oversight, and I think that's a big problem. In my opinion, we should just automate the entire government. Make it AI. And have blockchain voting based on ID issuance, like state ID issuance, or birth certificate, or social security number, whatever. There's ways to ensure fraud cannot be implemented. It's ridiculous. Joe said, JJ, can you look at GSD, please? Giovanni said, I'm salty with Netflix for delaying Steel Ball Run. I'm not sure what that is. Joe Adventure said, having a nice move. Happy Easter, my friend. Flight Fan said, Google say quantum is going to tank Bitcoin, and every influencer runs that story. Google says, we hit our lows, bottom. We'll see if that gets pumped. Kwame said, can't we use quantum to secure our Bitcoin? Yes, UTXO is actually the way to go. The problem I see, though, and we've talked about it a couple of times, is with the whole quantum argument. If quantum can break Bitcoin, quantum is going to nail your bank account before it nails Bitcoin. My bank account password is definitely not 12 words or 24 words. you know. Let's go look at GSD for JY's Adventure. Happy Easter again, guys. GSD. Get stuff done. Up 28.93%. Very nice. Ooh. You got kind of a funky inverse head and shoulder kind of thing going on here on a lower time frame, I'm sure. Maybe on a 15. You broke above that. Now you're currently trying for, I imagine this is going to be some semblance of resistance based on this bounce, 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 break, resistance. Can you get back above it? Yeah, look for a reaction around 20 is going to be your next level. Because that's kind of where you had resistance, resistance. Let's see if you hit it again. You got deep, poke, deep, poke, deep, hopefully break. Otherwise, look for that poke and that pullback again. Now, financial advice. Keep an eye on your bags. Looks good, though. Price looks great. Rebounding very nicely. Let's go take a look at Harambe again really quick as well. Harambe, $880,000 market cap. 275K liquidity. 8801. Probably going to buy some more. Okay. This is pretty cool. I always like these comparisons of the Bitcoin price historic. Michael Saylor hints at buying more Bitcoin. Back to work. $50.9 billion. Absolute legend. Weekly recap. Iran demands ships transiting through the Strait of Hormuz to pay fees in crypto or Chinese yuan. U.S. Department of Labor proposes rule to open 10 trillion 401k retirement plans to crypto and alternative investments. $12 trillion Charles Schwab to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum trading for users soon. Telling you guys, when they want you to buy, they will get you to buy. And by you, I mean retail. We are retail. Saeed said, how come the chirping of the birds in the evening? Do you have birds in your apartment? Yes, I do. Can you guys hear them? Is it actually that loud? The door's closed. We have 2 cockatiels and 2 budgies. Lunar Entity said, the people that are scared about quantum for Bitcoin are incredibly stupid. That's a running narrative. If quantum actually does break SHA 256, the entire financial system collapses in a day, right? Kwame said he got them for Easter. Lunar Entity said stock market, 401k, pensioners, etc. gone in a day. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Bitcoin security's decent. It's way higher than typical everything else. So, Michael Saylor says the 4 years Bitcoin cycle is dead. Absolute legend. Michael Saylor is. Don't tell Ben Cowan. President Trump to unveil $1.5 trillion defense budget, the largest yearly U.S. military spending increase since World War II. Elon Musk says Tesla is making a big investment in Japan. Fed Chair Jerome Powell warns U.S. national debt is growing substantially faster than the economy and says it's not sustainable. We should just print our way out of it. Coinbase gains conditional approval for U.S. National Trust Company charter. Elon Musk's SpaceX confidentially files for IPO. And President Trump says he built the strongest economy in history with no inflation and the highest stock market ever. Notice how many of these things were about crypto. There's 10 items. Let's read. Hold on. Paying crypto, that's number 1. Opening crypto to 401k, that's number 2. Charles Schwab, Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's number 3. Michael Saylor, Bitcoin, that's number 4. Defense budget. Elon Musk, big investment in Japan. Jerome Powell, debt is growing. Coinbase, number 8, that's the 5th item. SpaceX IPO, Trump says strongest economy. So 50% of last week was crypto stuff. 50% of the key events last week was crypto. That's crazy. That is insane. Those are all big news items as well. Charles Schwab offering Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're not just going to do that and hope that people buy. They're going to do that and get people to buy so that they can generate fees. I'm just saying. It's coming, man. Peter Schiff calls Bitcoin a shitcoin and challenges Michael Saylor to a debate. He wants to debate Saylor so bad. Is he losing relevancy that hard? Does he realize that gold is down pretty hard as well? Not as hard as Bitcoin, but it's getting there. I mean, this thing went from, he's down 16, 17%. Wait until it's down 50. You can be very upset if it goes down that far. Hopefully it doesn't, but you never know, man. What's going to be funny is when Bitcoin recovers and gold doesn't. Let's see. Hold on. Saeed, okay, Lunar Entity said the people that are scared about quantum. Yep. Stock market. Joe has eventually said, I think anyone in crypto isn't retail anymore, to be honest. Oh, yeah, there's no retail left right now. Tom Sellerscote said your bank account is vulnerable. That's why the financial industry is transitioning to post-quantum cryptography. Bitcoin needs to do something as well for this. So in order for Bitcoin to do something about that, the miners have to come together and agree, which doesn't take nearly as long as it takes for the government to do stuff, but it's still a process. Jay West Avenger said, only crypto vets in crypto in these conditions. Tom Sellerscote said, no, it doesn't. They are all moving to PQC, which is the security needed to stop quantum. I don't know what that is. Jay Avenger said he's not wrong about stocks. X402 payments is some good homework for the chat to research. AI agents will have on-chain bank accounts and outperform us humans. Coinbase/Base going in heavy on X402. Kwame said, oh, I heard somewhere that Iran is using Tron, or maybe it was China, but I figured out why Tron is so high. Yeah, I've heard that as well. People are suggesting it in the chat, actually, quite frequently. Tron apparently is really cheap and fast for transacting on stablecoins, but I think everything else is as well. People latch on to one thing. It used to be Stellar. Do you guys remember when Stellar was the blockchain that everyone transacted stablecoins on? Same exact thing. First it was Stellar, and then it was ETH, and then it was Sol. Now suddenly it's Tron. I'm sure BNB was in there at some point. I really don't want Tron to flip Solana. That would piss me off royally. Like, I'm okay with ADA losing top 10. I'm not okay with Tron flipping Sol. I think that's a no-go. That is a red alert. Not okay. Just in, Bitcoin reclaimed 68,000. Let's go. ETH 2,100. Just in $69,000 Bitcoin, 100 million. I'm sorry, worth of crypto shorts liquidated in the past 90 minutes. Happy Easter. Bitcoin weekly logarithmic, April 5th. Note, on the top of the accumulation zone, again, every time we dip into the zone, it is bought up. Beautiful. Previous accumulation zone, currently 314% from previous floor. Very nice. I like it, man. Let's do it. What did I want to look at after we looked at that? Oh yeah, I wanted to go look at the seasonals. So check this out. The Bitcoin seasonals chart down here. I can actually just click on it right here. Seasonals. Bam. So I just want to see 24, 25, 26. Look at 24 straight up in the spring, summer, or the spring, and then in the fall. Look at 25 though. We are perfectly tracking 2025 where we bottomed on early April and then we slowly grinded up. Are we doing that same exact thing? That'd be pretty sick. Let's see. Lunar Entity said I want Tether to flip ETH. Will be funny. Dude, anything flipping ETH would be hilarious. People would be so mad. Tom Sellerscote said I was responding and saying that people aren't stupid for being concerned about Bitcoin and quantum. The bank account argument isn't any good because they are fixing that. Bitcoin needs to address this. Tishu said red alert, all hands to battle stations. That's what I think about when I hear red alert, lol. That's literally when you said Command & Conquer red alert. When you said red alert at first, that's what I thought of too. I bought the full Command & Conquer collection. I was thinking about playing it and making videos and uploading them onto the channel. Love those games, dude. I grew up playing Command & Conquer. I think the last one I played was Tiberian Sun. And I barely played that one. I remember the first person Command & Conquer Renegade. Oh my gosh, that one was so sick. Alright, we're getting distracted. Man, I really want Avalanche to explode, dude. It looks so ready. Jay Westvager said, how are they going to fix quantum? There's no devs that will want to agree on changing Bitcoin's code. Bitcoin gets upgrades quite frequently, actually. You'd be surprised. It's all up to the miners, though. At least ETH will be quantum resistant. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think Bitcoin's as at risk as people think. Somebody just needs to step in and make a proposal and be like, I think we should upgrade to this. And then the Bitcoin miners would be like, yes. And then it does that. Obviously, that's a little more nuanced than what it actually happens, but that's how my brain interprets it. Oil, $114. That's for Brent. U.S. futures open down, which I believe they've recovered. Bitfinex longs started entering March 19th. Kobayashi later, the meat and potatoes of the news segment. Breaking. The second crew member from the downed F-15E has been rescued after a heavy firefight, U.S. officials tell Al Jazeera. The missing crew member is confirmed rescued but not safe yet, as they must still successfully exfiltrate from Iran, officials added. This was 21 hours ago. I believe he has been safely returned. We have a novel from the president. I am going to read the entire thing. From President Donald J. Trump. We got him. My fellow Americans, over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew member officers, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel and who I am thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. This brave warrior was behind enemy lines in the treacherous mountains of Iran, being hunted down by our enemies, who were getting closer and closer by the hour. But it was never truly alone, because his commander-in-chief, Secretary of War, Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, and fellow warfighters were monitoring his location 24 hours a day and diligently planning for his rescue. At my direction, the U.S. military sent dozens of aircraft armed with the most lethal weapons in the world to retrieve him. He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. The miraculous search and rescue operation comes in addition to a successful rescue of another brave pilot yesterday, which we did not confirm because we did not want to jeopardize our second rescue operation. This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory. We will never leave an American warfighter behind. Hell yeah. In fact, or the fact that we were able to pull off both of these operations without a single American killed or even wounded just proves once again that we have achieved overwhelming air dominance and superiority over the Iranian skies. This is a moment that all Americans, Republican, Democrat, and everyone else should be proud of and the united around. We truly have the best, most professional, and lethal military in the history of the world. God bless America, God bless our troops, and happy Easter to all. So that was his Easter post at freaking midnight. So that was nice. But then we got 8 hours later, so hopefully you got a little bit of sleep. 8 hours later, we got this crazy, unhinged monstrosity. Tuesday will be the power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Like, bro flipped out. I don't know who let him post this, but he's gonna have his phone taken away, bro. They're gonna turn on his his parental services on his phone. That's crazy. President Trump announces he will be having a news conference with the U.S. military at 1 p.m. tomorrow. This is just 3 hours after his 48-hour warning to Iran expires. He also just declared Tuesday as power plant and bridge day. We will be covering in real time. Crazy. The spectacle continues. Dude, it's full on idiocracy. I'm telling you, put reality TV crews in the White House. He needs a jitterbug. Dude, I used to tell my mom that my stepdad needed a jitterbug. She used to get so mad. She'd be like, he doesn't need a jitterbug. I remember the commercials. Jitterbug. Doo, 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 doo. So fat ass buttons, flip phone. That shit was so funny. He needs a jitterbug. He would still text on it, dude. He would eat that shit up. I love this phone. This is the greatest phone. Look how big the buttons are. The biggest buttons. So great. Okay, hang on. Giovanni said I'd be mad. My ETH is my biggest position, or my biggest bag. Damn. JOS Venture said, how are they going to fix quantum? There's no devs that will want to agree on changing Bitcoin's code. Okay, I read that. Bitcoin maxis. They hope PQC works, according to Looter. JOS Venture said, I want the bull run where Bitcoin does nothing and altcoins just 1 million X and Ben Collins seeds my paradise. That would be so funny. Honestly, this last bull run makes me happy because he preached the entire time that it wasn't going to happen. Kwame said, same JY. JY's Venture said, yes, Kwame. Kwame said, praise be to Allah. He was drunk already. The spectacle continues. He needs a jitterbug. Giovanni said, I can't believe this is my commander-in-chief. Isn't that crazy? Tom Salkscoat said, anyone check the Polymarket odds and Trump praising Allah on Easter? I don't know if that was a thing. People were saying it was, though. Mr. Roberts said, I'm sincerely relieved y'all got your soldier back. Well done to the search and rescue personnel. Blessed Easter. For real. Honest to God, that's the coolest thing. They didn't need to be in there in the first place, but the fact that they were lost and we went and got them is cool. My biggest concern has always been, like, if we leave... I know that that's a thing. They're like, no man left behind. But in today's world, how easy would it be for them to be like, well, it's just not financially practical or some dumb shit. And then be like, well, we let them die because it was cheap. That sucks. So, I don't know. They're going to make a badass movie about that. How much you want to bet? They're going to make a sick movie about that dude. Like Black Hawk Down. All right. We're getting sidetracked again. Lunar said Cowan was bearish all the way to the top. He tries to act like he was bullish until October. Exactly. That's what drives me crazy. And now he's literally just reciting this. And people are like, Ben Cowan knows that October and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Ben Cowan is just plagiarizing this dude, this 2023 post from frickin' 4chan. He doesn't know shit. And people pay for his group. It's insane. I'm so glad other people are aware. The guy blocked me because I posted that funny video of him insisting that the 4-year cycle didn't exist. It was not a thing last bull market. And then insisting this bull market that it's always been a 4-year cycle. So because I posted a video of him contradicting himself, he got mad and he blocked me. I wasn't a dick or anything. You know, I wasn't being immature. I wasn't like, hey, Ben, look at this pussy, you know. I just tagged him. I was like, hey, Ben, what's up with this? And he freaking blocked me. Like, what a baby. That shit's funny, man. I hope one day somebody challenges me like that on the internet. Just so that I can be like, oh, yeah, I did say that. My bad. President. Okay, we read that. U.S. stock market futures open in 9 hours. This was 12 hours ago. Meanwhile, it has been a highly eventful 3-day weekend. One of the most eventful weekends of the Iran war yet. President Trump has threatened to rain hell on Iran. Declared Tuesday that as power plant and bridge day, and U.S. forces embarked on one of the most complicated rescue missions in history. Iran's response has effectively been to troll President Trump on social media, which is really funny, I'm not going to lie. And threatened to make the entire region hell if you escalate further, which kind of sounds like they're going to blow themselves up, which is kind of topical. President Trump wants the Strait of Hormuz open, but Iran won't open it. And new U.S. intelligence suggests Iran is unlikely to open the Strait of Hormuz anytime soon. Why won't they open it? Because pressure through capital markets and the ongoing closure of the Strait of Hormuz is Iran's primary form of leverage in this war. Furthermore, Iran's Speaker of the Parliament began hinting at a potential closure of the Bab el-Mandab Strait this weekend in the Red Sea, which accounts for around 7 million barrels of daily oil supply. Oil prices closed Thursday at $112 a barrel, and we believe we could see 120 plus per barrel as soon as tonight without de-escalation. A highly volatile week is ahead of us. I will say I fumbled the bag last time. I did get gas today, and I used my Kroger fuel points to get 30 cents off per gallon. Lunar said he began insisting on the 4-year cycle after the sponsors poured in, which I find suspect. Ooh, interesting. Kwame's cracking up. Giovanni said, so crazy he blocked you. Isn't that insane? I mean, that's funny that he saw it, though. That's the satisfaction that I get, is that he saw it. He was probably like, block this guy. F this guy. I have money. I have so much money. F this guy. My favorite thing still is when he tried going after Litecoin and Litecoin just kept calling him bald. Dude, the Litecoin intern on X is so funny. Like, how you're gonna kick Litecoin while they're down? They've heard it all, my guy. They've heard it all, Mr. Cowan. You literally cannot hurt them. Okay, President Trump's Truth Social post about Iran this morning is so unprecedented that even Grok is calling it a meme-style image of a fabricated Trump post. The post is entirely real. Buckle up for an eventful week ahead. My favorite thing that I saw in response to the Trump post is that somebody reposted it, and they were like, if you're a writer for The Onion, do you just give up? If you guys don't know, The Onion is a satirical news website, like the Babylon Bee. They just post made up shit that's really funny. It's usually kind of remotely topical or sometimes offensive. It's funny stuff, good stuff. If you're not a Karen and you enjoy comedy, highly recommend. Lunar Entity said Cowan frantically trying to short Kodak to spite JJ. Oh yeah, how's Kodak doing, dude? I cannot believe how much that ran. Oh, dude. It's up 100%. No, it's not. I thought it was. I think I did that the other day. I was like, it's up 100%. It's not. It's up 70% fucking stock. Are you kidding me? I don't know when I bought it either. What is my average, man? That's beautiful. If it breaks, because this is a bearish pattern. This is most certainly a bearish pattern. If it breaks to the upside, it is going to get so crazy. Apparently, they made some deal with a battery manufacturer or something. I might buy more, but I don't want to FOMO. I'm going to wait for it to cool off. I'm going to chill. I'm going to wait for it to cool off. That's a 25% candle on the 4-hour time frame, guys. Insane. If you haven't joined the Discord already, it's completely free. Links in the description. It's a lot of fun. For some reason, crypto is iffy. Stocks in the Discord channel, the stocks, dude. Oh, it's so good. Lunar Entity said that implies a circle with deep pockets. Wants the 4-year narrative to be the prevailing theory. Yeah, 100%. And I feel like they're in a position right now to where the 4-year cycle doesn't have to play out, but it can get close enough to where all of the 4-year cycle maxis, in order to save face, will still believe. They'll move the goalpost a little bit. They'll preach, and then they'll try to follow it next time. And next time it's probably going to be completely out the window. It's not going to be 4-year cycle at all. TSEM broke a broadening wedge, had a sweet average on it, sold out a little early. That's my worry now. In practice, I've done a decent job. In theory, I've done a decent job. In practice, I don't know what I'm going to do to take profit. Like, I have an idea, but I don't want to fumble it, man. All right, let's switch up our polls really quick. I asked you guys, why did Bitcoin and altcoins just pump so hard? 69, nice, appropriate number. 69% of you guys said Sunday bull trap. 15% said people are finally waking up. 8% said rotating from metals has begun. And 8% said digital gold is back. Bottom is in. Let's do poll number 2. Do you think Bitcoin has finally bottomed? Yes, up only from here. No more downside to come. Yes. But now we chop sideways a bit. Or no, not much further down though. Start poll. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I asked you guys, do you think Bitcoin has finally bottomed? Your options are yes, up only from here. No, more downside to come. Yes, but now we chop sideways a bit. Or no, not much further down though. Lunar Entity said traditional investors are actually being attracted to Bitcoin ETF products because they like the volatility and cycle predictability. Suspect? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what, actually? I have not thought about that at all. If you can sell the idea of the 4-year cycle to all of these new investors, you don't have to convince retail to suddenly get into investing. You have all of these people that already invest. If they see Bitcoin suddenly as a traditional, like, investable thing with a predictable time frame, that's genius. That's the next onboard. Wow. Is that the play, guys? JY's Avenger said, I needed an option bounce first, then down to 56K. I would just call it a bull trap then. At that point. I do have Girl Scout cookies, so excuse me while I eat one. I'm sitting here complaining about how much weight I'm getting. I got Girl Scout cookies just marinating on the table. Alright. 12 hours ago. Breaking. President Trump says he believes he can get a deal with Iran by Monday, and that Iran is negotiating now. Trump also says he's considering blowing everything up and taking Iranian oil if Iran does not make a deal fast. Maybe that's why he flipped out. Open the effing Strait of Hormuz, you crazy bastards. Because they're probably like, oh my gosh. He's probably like, he's sending them like a video. He's like, open the strait, you crazy bastard. They're like, oh my gosh, he's gone insane. We want to negotiate, please. He's lost his damn mind. He's like run out of options now. He's just acting like a crazy psychopath. Breaking. Navy SEAL Team 6 commandos extracted the ejected U.S. F-15E pilot from Iran in a massive operation involving hundreds of special operations troops and military personnel, per New York Times. This marks the first confirmed U.S. ground operation in the Iran war. Oh shit, we got troops on the ground. That's right. Damn! JY's Events said, I mean, for the poll, there's no option for that because it may not be up only from here, but 75 to 80K possible. That would be a bull trap. There is a... Where's the option? Oh, on the last poll, I think. No? Yeah, Sunday bull trap. Okay, so on this one, you're right. Yes, up only from here, no more downside to come. Well, I would go no more downside to come. That would be your option if you think 75 to 80K possible, and then we're going down further, then there's more downside. Lunar said again, I like the 2019 theory. Breaking. President Trump says there's a good chance Iran makes a deal, but if they don't make a deal, I am blowing everything over there. Oh, blowing up. It's like, damn. That took a weird turn. I am blowing up everything over there for Axios. Details include mediators are less optimistic that a deal is close, but they say they will work to the last minute to reach at least a partial agreement to delay Trump's ultimatum. 2. Iran has accused Trump of planning to commit war crimes and threatened to retaliate with similar attacks against infrastructure in Israel if the Gulf states. 3. The negotiations are going well, but you never get to the finish line with the Iranians, Trump said. Futures open in 6 hours. That was 9 hours ago. Breaking. Iran's Speaker of the Parliament responds to President Trump's statement this morning. Your reckless moves are dragging the United States into a living hell for every single family, and our whole region is going to burn because you insist on following Netanyahu's commands. The only real solution is respecting the rights of the Iranian people and ending this dangerous game, he says. President Trump says he will strike every power plant and every bridge in Iran if they do not make a deal by Tuesday evening, per Wall Street Journal. Tuesday, 8 p.m., parking lot. President Trump appears to be move the 48-hour deadline on Iran back to Tuesday, 8 p.m., 34 hours after the initial deadline. President Trump's 48-hour deadline has just been extended to 82 hours for Iran. President Trump has now stated to multiple news outlets that he will blow everything up in Iran if they do not make a deal by Tuesday. However, the 48-hour deadline for a deal, which he said on Saturday, expires on Monday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Now Trump has made a post that states Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It appears that President Trump has shifted his deadline for U.S. strikes on Iranian power plants for the 4th time. I mean, they want to probably celebrate Easter. I'm not getting on a plane at 1 o'clock in the morning to go bomb some people, the day after Easter. That's kind of crazy. Lunar Entity post. I'm going to come. DJT, that is I love that video of Kamala being like, do not come. Do not come. And then Trump's like, I'm gonna come. So funny. Key events this week. 8 hours ago, Kobayashi Letter posted this. We like to reference this usually throughout the week, so I'll try to remember. 1. Markets react to Trump's 48-hour warning at 6 p.m. today. That has passed already. The futures actually look pretty good. 2. March ISM non-manufacturing data on Monday. 3. Trump's Iran power plant and bridge day Tuesday. 4. Fed meeting minutes Wednesday. Oh my god, I almost dropped my Girl Scout cookies. That would have been very sad. 5. February PCE inflation data on Thursday. 6. U.S. Q4 2025 GDP data on Thursday. Friday, March CPI inflation data. April, Michigan inflation expectations data. April, Michigan consumer sentiment data. And we expect extreme volatility ahead. Breaking, President Trump says that several days ago the U.S. and Iran were close to an agreement to hold direct negotiations. Then he explains why he decided to bomb Iran's bridges. But then they said they will meet us in 5 days. So I said, why 5 days? I felt they were not being serious, so I attacked the bridge, Trump said, per Axios. I like the idea that the bridge is just this inanimate object. He's like, so I beat the shit out of that bridge. Fuck that bridge. I fucked that bridge up. Gosh, this whole thing's a comedy show. Very, very comical. I apologize for my language. Okay. President Trump's advisors are reportedly texting Iran's foreign minister, Domo arigato, Mr. Rovato, in an attempt to continue negotiations per Axios. Two sources involved in the negotiations said the talks are also taking place through Pakistan, Egyptian, and Turkish mediators. In another major escalation, we may lose another 7 million barrels per day of oil supply. A key advisor to Iran's new supreme leader is now threatening to close the Bab al-Mandab Strait, which connects to the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden. If the White House thinks of repeating its stupid mistakes, it will quickly realize the flow of global energy and trade can be disrupted with a single signal. On top of the 7 million barrels per day of oil supply flow through the strait, around 22% of global seaborne container travel or trade travels through the Bab al-Mandab each year. Between the Strait of Hormuz and Bab el-Mandab, we could see as much as 25 million barrels in daily oil supply offline. And Iran has officially rejected a U.S. proposal to open the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for a temporary ceasefire, per Wall Street Journal. Oil prices are sitting up for 120 plus per barrel. An update to our conflict playbook. Today marks day number 36 of the Iran war, in what has been the most eventful week for markets since Liberation Day, I like to call it Liquidation Day, in April 2025. At the start of the Iran war on March 3rd, we published our conflict playbook below. Step number 1 through 8 tracked perfectly. However, since then, the conflict has been stuck between step number 8 and number 9. The stage where President Trump makes a deal. A deal has been the outcome of 100% of President Trump's conflicts in his second term. However, our original time frame of 2 to 4 weeks has clearly been proven incorrect. President Trump wants a deal. We hear it almost every day. So what is causing the delay? The answer is complex. However, we believe it comes down to one key factor. This war is not unilateral like Trump's trade war and tariffs. Given the bilateral nature of this conflict, both sides are actively attempting to increase pressure in an effort to force the other to fold. In fact, Iran's strategic patience to gain leverage and expand control was clearly not an outcome initially anticipated by the U.S. when the war began on February 28th. That said, we stand by our conflict playbook. However, the duration of the conflict will be longer than previous conflicts under President Trump. With midterm elections now just 8 months away, we maintain our view that a prolonged war with higher energy prices, rising interest rates, and prolonged instability is not President Trump's objective. A resolution to the Iran war by May 1st remains entirely possible, and our conflict playbook supports this outcome. I think he's going to try and get it done this week. I do. Or at least I hope. I feel like he's... if he hasn't already passed it, I think he's right at the point of no return, with midterms being lost. Unless he really does a bunch of really great things for everybody. Breaking, U.S. oil prices surge above $114 a barrel as U.S. market futures officially reopen after the 3-day weekend. U.S. stock market futures fall at the open as President Trump declares Tuesday as power plant and bridge day in Iran. S&P 500 was down 0.7%, Nasdaq 100 down 0.8%, Dow Jones down 0.7%, WTI crude oil up 3%, natural gas up 1%, gold down 0.9%. President Trump's deadline is now 50 hours away. Oops. Oil prices are now crossing above $115 per barrel in the U.S. As a result, our models indicate that if current levels are sustained another 7 weeks, U.S. CPI inflation will rise to 3.7%. This will put U.S. inflation at its highest level since September 2023. Amid the surge, Americans have spent an additional $240 million per day on fuel costs since the Iran war began on February 28th. That's a total of $8.6 billion in increased spending on fuel over the last 36 days. Our new base case is 3% CPI inflation, and it's only rising as the war's timeline is extended. Jay West Avenger said, I need... Oh, yeah, I read that already. Damn, you guys just stopped talking in the chat. RWA. This is from Cointelegraph now. The on-chain market cap for real-world assets has hit a new all-time high of $22.8 billion with Tether in the lead. Let's go. That's actually sick. The UK government's Bitcoin wallet has now lost around 3.5 billion US dollars in USD value since October 6th, 2025. Pavel Durov says Iran's ban boosted VPN adoption instead of control. Damn. Western Union acquires Dash, gaining 1.4 million users in Asia. Interesting. Bitcoin bearish chatter hits 5-week high per sentiment. UK offers expansion, London base, and dual listing to lure Anthropic to the United Kingdom. That's honestly probably a really good idea for them. Lunar Entity said STLFSL or I4 is another interesting risk stress chart. All right, I will pull it up and we will see. Ooh, Bitcoin turned green again. What is going on here? What? St. Louis Financial something something. Number go up. STLFS14. Okay, they only let us look at the weekly. See, I get so spoiled with crypto volatility that this looks flat to me. It's very much not flat. So we had monstrous spikes going from 21 to 22. It's interesting. Man, I love cryptocurrency. This thing's been going up since January. Okay. Similar to credit spreads, but it monitors far more things. Up is bad, rejection is good. Okay. Do you think we're going to get a rejection? This is on the weekly, so that we got to wait until March 23rd. When does this print? We got to wait for this to print. March 30th. Yeah, I'm assuming we got to wait for it to print. Okay. Well, last time it rejected around 13, minus 0.13. Look at Bitcoin go. ISM PMI, guys. ISM PMI. Don't tell Ben Cowan. AI demand caused Foxconn's Q1 revenue to jump 29.7% year over year to $66.6 billion. Hell yeah. Exploit Drift protocol hit with $280 million hacked after months-long infiltration. Literally, apparently North Korea sent physical people to, like, they deposited like $1 million and they met with people and they set up a working relationship under the guise of them being like a Drift protocol customer. And they eventually got chummy enough to be able to extract $280 million. That's pretty crazy. That's like social engineering 4D chess. Sailor, back to work. The new week has begun. Absolute legend. Let's frickin' go. Anthropic launches PAC to fund candidates as AI policy fights escalate. 2.89 million ETH are waiting 50 days to be staked while no one wants to unstake ETH. That's actually an impressive metric. I will say, though, having to wait to stake your ETH is not very liquid. Is it not supposed to be liquid staking? Am I crazy? What happened to liquid staking, Vitalik? They were preaching that they had achieved liquid staking. I don't think you have to wait for staking or unstaking if it's liquid. Just saying. Cointelegraph, Robert Kiyosaki says 1974 monetary shift is driving today's inflation and retirement risks, backing Bitcoin, gold, and silver as real money, while warning a crash could trigger a major Bitcoin rally. Damn. Maybe that's what we're watching happen right now, unfold right before our eyes. Bitcoin's about to break 70K on a Sunday. I guess technically it's Monday in the charts now. Insight International Monetary Fund says tokenized finance could accelerate market crashes. Damn. Market. We haven't seen 2 successive red quarters since 2022 and 2018. Do you know what that means? That means that there's a chance that this quarter is going to be green, but this quarter is 3 months long, so we got quite some time. Question. This is a good one. Might make this into a poll. $2 million right now or $4,000 a week for the rest of your life. So current poll, we got 10 votes. I'm going to end it. I asked you guys, do you think Bitcoin has finally bottomed? 50% of you guys said no, more downside to come. 30% of you guys said yes, but now we chop sideways a bit. 10%, or no, I'm sorry, 30% said yes, up only from here. 10% said yes, but now we chop sideways a bit. And 10% said no, not much further down though. Kwame said if Trump bombs them, taking out their bridges and power plants, do you think he will help rebuild after a deal? I don't know, man. If they make a deal, then maybe. Lunar Entity said international manipulation fraudsters. IMF, right? Oak Tree said, hey, JJ. What's going on, Oak Tree? Happy Sunday. Happy Easter, my friend. Great work, as always. Appreciate you. Let's get the next poll in. Start poll. Stay grinding. You as well. Okay. Which would you rather have? Which would you rather have? Right now. 2 million. Up front, 4K a week for life, or what should the other option be? 2 Bitcoin. Yeah, no, it would have to be way more than that. I don't know. We'll just do these 2 options. I like these 2 options. Kwame said 4K. See, my concern so that would take you 500 weeks, which is about 10 years. 500 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year, right? That would take 9.6 years. And then you'd have, so my concern there, I think I would take the 2 mil. So my biggest concern would be them coming after me, them being the powers that be. If it's the lottery, because they do that with the lottery, you can win the however many for a week for life or whatever. I would assume that they were going to try to kill me, because then they don't have to pay me anymore. You know what I mean? Boom, they just saved a crap ton of money. Also, inflation. How are you going to fight inflation? 9 years? You think that 4K is going to be worth shit? I think I'm taking the 2 million. If I cannot make the 2 million work for me, then I should not have the money in the first place. Take the 2 million. I buy a house. I buy a nice car. The rest, I'm going to build a business or invest it. Regardless, the 2 million today, personally, I think I could build it into more than, what am I going to get? Like 30, 40 years out of the, 40, 50 years out of the 4K a week for life. So I'm going to go 50 years times 52 weeks. That's 2,600. 2,600 times 4K. That is $10,400,000. If I cannot turn my 2 million into 10.4 million in 50 years, then I should not have that money. Then I'm an idiot. But there's something nice about just collecting a check every week and not having to do anything ever. But again, I feel like personally I could live off of 2 million for the rest of my damn life. You know, I don't want this lavish lifestyle. And if I just put it in some kind of high yield savings or whatever and I live off the interest, then that's even better. John said, don't know we had to factor being murdered and whatnot. I mean, I would factor everything. You're getting 4K a week for the rest of your life, or you just have $2 million bulk. I'm assuming it's a lottery. In my scenario, I would assume it's a lottery. And because they do that in the lottery, you can win 10K a week for life or whatever. I would always assume that they were going to try to kill me if that was the case, and I would just take the lump sum. Unless it's like really big scam. But if it's going to take me 10 years to accumulate what the lump sum is that they're going to give me, I can make that lump sum work faster than that 10 years would take. I think. Maybe that's a toxic trait of mine, but what are you going to do? Okay, let's continue. Cointelegraph, according to the original rainbow chart, Bitcoin is dead again, but it never stays dead, does it? No, it most certainly does not. 69, 267 and 23 cents. Bitcoin is waking up, ladies and gentlemen. What do we have here? Nasdaq, super duper green. What else is up? Snack is up, casual 5%. I'm just saying. It is up 2.87. Solana's up 0.83. ETH is up 1.32. Let's go. Swede's up 2.15. Ondo's up 2.71. Arrow's up 2. Look at Avalanche is up 5.85. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Chainlink is up 2.27. It's time. Or is it? I don't know. John said, thought I was going to live to 100 and not get murdered or inflation. If that's your scenario, then that's your scenario. Inflation is real, though. I'm not going to. Like, not getting murdered is entirely possible. I don't think they really give a shit. The lottery makes their money regardless. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bitcoin reclaims 69K. It's working on 70 now. 69,247. Very exciting stuff. That was 2 hours ago as well. Oil gains as Trump sets a new deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, with Brent topping 111 and WTI near 115 a barrel. President Trump to hold a press conference with the military on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. A16Z's Mark Andreessen says AGI is already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet. I believe AGI is, what is it? Advanced General Intelligence or Artificial? What is AGI? What is AGI? Adjusted gross income. Nope. In artificial intelligence. Artificial General Intelligence, a hypothetical form of AI that matches or exceeds human cognitive abilities across all domains. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think ChatGPT is AGI. I think it would be Anthropic or Google Gemini, someone other than ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is like the meta of the scenario. It might have the most users, it might be the most profitable, but I'm not sold. Tisha said, JJ, AVAX up, AVAX 5% up. Wow. I think when Ben talks about price cheerleaders, he means you, LOL. I mean, 5%'s nice as hell. I'll be a price cheerleader. Don't forget, Ben Cowan missed this entire move up, and now he's preaching about it like he called it. He missed the entire move to $126,000. You pay for his group? MNQ1 for overnight Nasdaq markets. Oh, I think that I think this is showing futures. Yeah. 24,266. Okay, so this is off a little bit. Interesting. I can't believe how good that fractal looks. It's weird. However, if you're a leader... Okay, hold on. Currently, LLMs are just database queries, which is why the VC money taps slowed down significantly. However, if your leaders like the Patriot Act, they really love these databases for general surveillance, right? I'm not going to lie. I use Google Gemini for the thumbnails. I love it, but it creeped me out the other day. Now, Google owns me. I'm a little Google bitch. I'll give them whatever they want from me. However, when I request a thumbnail, very simple thumbnail, geared around like Bitcoin and the stock market and gold and metal, like silver and Iran and stuff like that, I don't expect it to tell me where I live in the thumbnail. That's weird. I generate this thumbnail, and no joke, it has the city that I live in a frame in the background of the thumbnail, and I was like, hello? Who asked you to put that in there? You freaking weirdo. I was like, are you threatening me? It's like, look behind you. Like, what's going on, bro? There's like computer tower, Terminator in the back. It's like, hello, JJ. I love you. I'm here to confess my undying love. I'm like, oh, I love you too, Google. Help me. John Tujo is here. Happy Sunday, Mr. John. 88 said, kind of subjective on how old you are. That's true. Okay, John said, don't know how we had to factor in being murdered and whatnot. Yeah, that's all true. That's all 100% true. Okay, let's continue before ChatGPT shows up and is like mad that I'm cheating on it, even though I've never used it. Mark Chadwick, the man himself, posted, crypto is pumping on Sunday night. POV, every single degen, still here, trying to get excited about it, but still have to go to work tomorrow morning, right? I mean, at least it's Easter. You can have a little bit of an excuse if you're a little bit late tomorrow. You can be like, oh, yeah, I drank a little too much with the Easter bunny. Smoked a little too much of that grass that's at the bottom of the Easter basket. Stock money lizards, long time no see. Bitcoin did a 700% run over 3 years, and it felt like nobody celebrated, especially retail. That tells you everything about this cycle. Look at the Satoshi meter. Every previous cycle spiked into extreme greed, 15 plus, 2013, 2017, 2021. All blow up tops with retail euphoria, parabolic mania, everyone asking about altcoins, usually XRP, lol. This time, we barely touched 8 to 9 and pulled back. Despite, on paper, a fantastic bull run, it felt different for many. Quiet and almost boring. So what happens now? Bitcoin is in accumulation mode. Smart money is slowing positioning. Stocks still have room to correct. Bitcoin already made the big move down. Expect some chop, possibly low 50Ks. Here's my take. A cycle that never blew off still has unfinished business. I still believe the Satoshi meter gets back to 15, including the parabolic Bitcoin phase next cycle. My guess, late 2026, we start transitioning from bear back to bull. I like it. I'll take it. Jay Wesovich said JJ Shrimp on Monad are doing great. Take a look, please. Let's go take a look. I think we got to start trenching again soon. Shrimp. 24%, very nice. Okay, remember looking at this. We had that resistance at 1360. Let's go to the 4 hour. Beautiful, look at that. So you had this, it looks like a head and shoulder. And I would argue that actually played out. Obviously, you can't go too far down because that's past zero. But it played out. You got a bottom. And then we were looking at peak. You broke above that. Established a trade above it. 1360 being that resistance. Let's see. You got fake out, break, fake out to the downside. Support 1, 2. And you're going up now. 1702 current price. Where's your next stop? Not financial advice. Now, if we look here again, you got clear support here, turned resistance now because you're below it. So look for a reaction at 1930, and that actually lines up again with this resistance as well. And then from there, just a slight reaction at 2297-ish, and then obviously your top right there. So next level I would watch, 1930, see if you blast right past that. RSI looks good. Keep an eye, make sure you look at the bubble maps and make sure that people don't have too much supply, obviously. Bitcoin 69,218 and 89 cents. Excuse me. Tom Salkscoat said, and 2M right now. Easy choice. What is 2M right? Oh, that's where I'm at, kind of. Lunar said, if that credit chart really did just reject, trenches are a no-brainer. Show me, what's the credit chart again? I always got to go back and dig this up. I got to save it somewhere. Where do I find this stupid thing? It's quite a mess. Can I search my chat? Is that crazy? It's like BAM something. BAM0. BAM. Oh, BAMO. Nope. Blamo? B-A-L. Nope. B-A-M-L. Aha! Is it this one? Thank you. Is it that one? It is that one, isn't it? Yep. Oh, did it look like this before? second. Maybe it did. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. I mean, that would be huge if that rejected. That's the call. I am still wondering, though, if we're going to come up and touch this purple trend line, because it's been a while since we touched it. Not entirely sold on it, though. Oh, yeah, I'll have to add this to the watch list somehow. E-Monad as well. Delete Doge. You guys want to delete Doge? Let's delete Doge. We never even look at it anyways. I feel bad, but watch it be the best performer. It's going to be the best performer. Bam. Bam. Hello. I'm too. Try a horizontal line on the daily peak. On the daily peak. We are on the daily. Horizontal line. Right. Bam. Okay. I mean, yeah. You've got right there. Perfect. 24. And then pretty much April 24 as well. J1 said no. Never delete Doge. Please, Doge will shock everyone as usual. I'm sure it will. What are we deleting in favor of Doge? We've got XRP, HBAR, SWI, Ondo, Arrow, DOT, Avalanche, and Chainlink. Remove something like HBAR or something. Do we remove HBAR? Yeah, I'll remove HBAR. We'll put Doge on there. Okay. We got whole rejections back here, 2021. Ooh. That is actually a great line, the 3.46. There's a lot going on there. You've got, it's kind of the skewer line for this right here, but you got support, 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 resistance, resistance. Probably going to be resistance. What? That'd be so sick. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Alex Goat said DOT, absolute garbage. Do we give it a DOT? All right, we got DOT, Doge, and HBAR. Those are the three that are up for... You guys are voting for DOT? Add HBAR back, remove DOT? All right, all right. Gosh, that makes me so sad, guys. That makes me so sad. I feel bad. I feel so bad for Polkadot. Okay, goodbye, sweet prince. Was it the Binance chart? Where the hell was HBAR? Where was HBAR? Where was HBAR? I'm trying to see on my history. I don't know why I don't scroll down. Right there it is. HBAR was right below XRP. Okay. All right, we got it. Everybody's happy now. I still feel bad for Polkadot, man. Run the poll. I thought about it, but everybody wants Dagon. I feel like it's just gonna rub salt in the wound. We do a poll. All right. 4 hour. Bitcoin looks so good, man. Looks so good. 69,338 and 45 cents. Why is she pumping right now? No idea. Let's go look at E-Monad. Trenches, 3.19% on the day. I thought I drew on this. We got our RSI up. So since the bottom, which I'm sure we probably looked at this in March, this thing's up. Ooh, 367%. Damn. So the question is, can it go higher? I mean, you got clear. You're going to have resistance for sure at this one level. Before that, you're right there, man. You're right there. And then it's strictly based off of rejection 1, 2. I'll count this wick as 3. And then you got this whole hump right there. That's 4. You got kind of a bounce right there. That's 5. And then you got rejection here, 6. So there's a lot of confluence right here between 5 and 6, that transition. So you want to get above 6. Get above 6 and then work on 10. Tom Salk Scott said, rumor of 45-day ceasefire. Is that why number go up? We do like number go up. Especially ceasefire number go up. 45 days is a long time. Just in time for what is that, mid-June? No, it's a month and a half, so it would be mid-May. Dang. Selling may go away. Okay. Emonad looks decent. Like I said, get above 6. Let's continue the news segment. We got a lot of sidetrack. MSB Intel posted, just in the UAE dealt with 60 incoming projectiles in just 24 hours, including 9 ballistic missiles, 1 cruise missile, and 50 drones as Iran's aerial campaign against Gulf infrastructure grinds into week 6. Trump warns Tuesday will bring strikes on Iran's power plants and bridges, tells Tehran to open the Strait of Hormuz immediately or face devastation. Rob Paul just called the peak Bitcoin 2026 Q2. The man who called every major cycle turning point is calling this one too. 2020 bottom, called it. 2021 peak, called it. Now he's saying don't sell early. You survive the dip, don't give up the run. Early sellers in 2021 regretted it. Early sellers in 2026 will regret it more. Q2 is still ahead. The peak isn't in yet. He's saying it's going to happen within the next 3 months. That would be crazy. We've seen crazier stuff, though. Do you guys remember the run-up to 70K? Did anyone watch the run-up to 70K? Because it was crazy. It was freaking insane. This most latest one. The run-up to a new all-time high. This right here. Bitcoin was dancing around. Everyone's like, oh, 27K, whatever. And then it exploded up, ground up, grind, and then it had a little baby pullback to 38K. Everyone thought it was over. They're like, oh, I can't even get to 50K. And then bam, that explosive move, this Bitcoin move up, that's an 86% move for Bitcoin within 51 days, a month and a half. This thing almost doubled in price. Hello? Is anyone paying attention? Lunar said Rob Paul is such a grifter though. I don't actually know anything about his grifting, but I like the theories that he presents. I do. Unfortunately, everyone's a grifter. That is the reality. I have referral links, man. You know? Speaking of, if you guys want to be a degenerate gambler and bet on Kalshi, sign up with my link in the description. Deposit and trade with $25 or more, and we'll both receive $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. It is gambling, though, so treat it as such. Do not play with more than you can afford to lose. I am not a financial advisor. Today's fear and greed on CoinMarketCap is 37. Yesterday it was 35, so we are slightly less afraid today than we were yesterday. CoinGlass, 14. We are still in extreme fear on CoinGlass, and the stock market is at 19. The top 10 looks the same as it did yesterday. Still concerned with Tron and Solana. I need Tron to just F off and go away. If you guys haven't already, subscribe. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of this month, believe it or not. Can we do it? I don't know. How about this? If we magically reach 2,000 subscribers, I will give $300 to one random subscriber. We have to reach 2,000 subscribers before the end of April. $300 up for grabs. Joe Adventure said that run up changed lives. Pepe with Bonk, Popcat, etc. Fet, Render, etc. etc. Thanks, Lunar. What did Lunar say? I hope it does, JY. Hope it does. What if my 1 million shrimp makes me 6 figures? That would be awesome. That would be so sick. Lunar said, yep, we read that. 88 said there's been over 5K airstrikes in Iran. That's crazy. Kwame said, wasn't fear at 10 a few days ago? Never mind. Oh, so, okay. The alternative.me fear and greed. Nope, not that one. This one. The one that I kind of don't like. Last week was at 8, actually. Let's see. We had 9 on April 3rd, 8 on April 1st, and then 8 on March 30th. People stopped talking about this because it's just been in single digits for so damn long. Well, that's kind of cool. There's an iOS widget. That's actually sick. But yeah, the thing that kills me on this thing, this is all different. They updated the crap out of this, is this right here. They literally own the website, strawpoll.com, and they stopped doing polls. 15% of their data. That's the only thing that bugs me. But this is the one that people mostly use. It's at 13. Folks are scared, man. Folks are scared. We do, however, have CoinGlass and CoinMarketCap. It might be a little more refined. You know, I don't know if they've updated this at all, how it measures stuff, which I'm 50-50. I like things adapting over time. The markets do change, but I also like historically, if they changed the way that this measured, you really wouldn't be able to look at the past because it's measuring completely different now. You know what I mean? So I like it and I don't. And I guess my only real quirk with it is this: if they didn't do this, then I would love this one because this is the traditional one. It's been unchanged. I like the coin market cap one. It's fine. You know, we can look at it and start to use it today. There's not really too much historical data. It only goes back to 2023. It's only 3 years old, barely, but it's nice to use starting from that point forward. And then the coin glass one is just a classic, but I'm not going to put too much weight on it because it's also been an extreme fear for freaking forever. And I'm not sure which one I feel personally. I really am not sure. I'm in extreme accumulation mode. I am thoroughly enjoying this little baby green candle, though. This is pretty epic. Where's my stupid pump face? Did my sticker go away? Did I delete it? No way. It's gone. What? I must have deleted it. My bad. Kwame said I thought I was tripping. We all do. That's okay. Every day when I look at the stupid coin market cap one on my little window right here, when I go to this, I'm genuinely convinced that the coin market cap one just shows yesterday as the same number as today. For like all of last week, I felt like it was showing the same exact number. I'm like, okay, we're just the same as we were yesterday. And then the next day it would be a different number, but it would show that yesterday's was the same as the number that it was showing for today. It was freaked me out. Every time I looked, I'm like, this is the same thing. Why isn't it changing? Oh, yeah. 69, 214, and 46 cents. News segment continuation. Bitcoin Pulse X. Bullish signal. Eric Trump just highlighted Bitcoin's power. You can send 500 million in Bitcoin on a Sunday night. No banks involved, no approvals, no limits. That level of freedom, it's exactly why the system is nervous. That's actually true. I will agree with him on that. Scottie Pippen posted, he just straight up plagiarized this chart. Which the original one I'm sure is plagiarized as well, but you never know. Alleging that Bitcoin has bottomed, which is pretty sick. Shib Spain posted altcoins are ready for a massive breakout. It could start any day now. Alt season. This was posted yesterday. And today, today we get a little bit of green on the Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. Crypto Fergani. This is the segment that everybody waits for. Let me get a little bit of coffee in me. Oh, excuse me. Let me get into character. Oh, okay. No one believes in alt season anymore. And then there's this chart. Alt season 2026 will be epic. I smell the money printer will be huge. I'm warning you that life-changing wealth is about to come. It's not about if anymore. It's about when. Most people can't comprehend it. The disbelief in alts you see today is doubt. The disbelief you'll say later is shock. The masses do not see this. When I look at the business cycle, what the US dollar is doing, what Trump is doing, the stimulus that's coming after years of prolonged draining, the new Fed chair, institutional interest in crypto, retail distributing to big money, the Clarity Act, etc. Understand that, and you beat 95% of investors. You all deserve what's about to happen. If you still haven't followed me, you'll regret it. And then we have a beautiful, probably plagiarized video. Next, another Crypto Fergani. We got a couple from him today. If you're between 18 and 48 years old, you need to read this urgently. Why? Clarity Act about to pass into law. Pro-crypto president, pro-crypto admin, pro-crypto Fed chair, pro-crypto SEC chair, pro-crypto CFTC chair. Banks can now custody crypto. SWIFT moving on chain. DTCC moving on chain. You're about to make disgusting sums of money in the next 3 to 6 months. You're going to make so much you will be embarrassed to tell anyone IRL. Keep it to yourself. You'll have so much money that saying it out loud might feel like confessing a crime. The next 3 to 6 months will create a record number of millionaires. The stock market will go on a crazy rally with a final blow-off top. The crypto market will begin a terrifying rally right before the largest recession in history. Don't waste time! This kind of opportunity is extremely rare. If you're reading this now, you're not late. There is still time, but it's running out fast. I track sentiment, not prices. I've studied macro for 10 years, and I called almost every major market top. Like this tweet, and I'll post the warning before it hits the headlines. Follow me so you don't miss it. Then we have another potentially, allegedly, possibly plagiarized chart. Crypto Fergani, ladies and gentlemen. And then I think that this is... Nope, we got two more. In this game, nothing happens for months. But then, in just a few weeks, generational wealth is made. That's how it works. Slow grind, then boom, it all comes fast. If you can't handle the waiting, you'll miss the moment. Patience is how you win. Timing is everything. Internalize this. Beautiful. I actually thoroughly agree with this one. This one's great. Crypto Fergani, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, Mr. Fergani. Tonight, this one's good because we got a little bit of a pump after this. So this one's pretty sick. This is the broken clock moment. And it's going to be beautiful to witness. Tonight will change the world forever. Something massive is going to happen. I can't leak it, but you all know deep inside what is coming. Trust your gut and pray to God. Crypto Fergani, ladies and gentlemen. I can't read this without getting hyped up. It does something to my brain. Lunar Entity said, our blockchain guru. HQZ said, any day now. Ooh, my favorite segment. Mr. Roberts said, did Eric Trump just make a $500 million trade? Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Where'd you see that? Tom Salksgoat said, almost as good as his Trump. Lunar Entity said, anytime he gets involved, it marks a local top. Our crypto sultan. Mr. Roberts said, LOL. 88 said, bookmark this. HQZ said, I want to be a millionaire. Lunar Entity said, pause. 88 said, oh my. And It's Kwame said, Batman. Bar chart. AI bubble hit same concentration level that resulted in the bursting of previous bubbles, including the .com. We should make a shirt just listing all the bubbles. I think that'd be kind of funny. This one's great. Asset bubbles explained. You get everybody running through, and then the smart guy just books it back. Everybody else waits a little too long, and then, oh no, they get completely wrecked. This is such a classic. Good stuff. Everybody's just watching. They're like, these kids are about to get wrecked. Mr. Robert said, wow, LOL, Jesus for Bitcoin on Easter weekend. Effing jokes. Dude, what if Satoshi was Jesus? Like, jokes aside, that'd be kind of sick. If he was like, I gave you guys a chance at freedom. That'd be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Show me this pen. Jim Cramer is bearish on it. Oh, those are the only two from bar chart? What? Get out of here. I guess there was a third one. Hold on. Was there nothing else from bar chart today? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. All right, let me check Kobayashi letter. We've got nothing new from them. All right, let's do our coin fashions for the day. 88 said, jokes aside, what the F? That says that. I mean, is that crazy? They had money in the Bible, didn't they? I'm just saying, a decent way to root out greed would be to create an asset that you couldn't print. All right, we got our coin fashions. I effing hate crypto and the whole scummy space around it. This effing ruined my life. Oh, we got Grant Cardone popping in. Hang on. I have to accept that I've lost a cold wallet with about 0.85 Bitcoin on January 7th, 2026. 0.84276841 to be exact. I have the watch-only wallet on my phone, so I can tell the funds have not been moved. I took the wallet out of the secret sock drawer stash to put it into a suitcase preparing for a road trip that night. Before leaving on the trip, we had some drama with the kids getting sick, throwing up, then had to rush out early the next morning. I don't remember where I put it or if it even made it to the car. It's not in any of my bags and hasn't shown up in any of my searches. No backup seed phrase, no way to access the funds. Oh no, dude. That sucks so bad. I hope he finds it. St. Anthony, man. It's Kwame said, okay, hang on. 88 said, yes, that's one of the craziest things I've heard you say. That's fair, that's fair. Kwame said Jesus was given up for 30 silver. That would be around 5K today. Damn. Quintfesh, oh yeah, I saw there were some good jokes on X today, dude. They were like, obviously, some of them may be distasteful, so I apologize in advance for that. I have a dark sense of humor, I apologize. My dad died when I was 12. Give me a break. The one was, it was people who only knew Jesus professionally, and it was a husband talking to his wife, and he was like, did you hear that they crucified our carpenter? I thought that one was kind of silly. I don't remember. What was the other one? The other one was really funny. I don't think it had anything to do with Easter or Jesus, but it was really funny. I've been averaging down on Chill Guy for 9 months, putting all of the income from my day job into it. This is my only chance. That is mildly terrifying, but, you know, for some reason, people that do that get lucky quite frequently, so I'm not going to fault it. Everyone's got their strategy. I personally am. I like myself a little bit of diversity. Silver and gold getting a little bid right here. A little bit of green. Nasdaq pulling back a little bit, actually. Dominance. Bitcoin dominance. Still trying to debate on whether or not it wants to hold 59. And Bitcoin itself chilling. 69 to 69. Very nice. Last but not least, Mr. Grant Cardone. Trump will announce tomorrow we have a deal. Bookmark it. Absolute legend, Giga Chad. Maybe. He's a little strange. He's a strange guy. I found it very comical that he listed his property up for sale for Bitcoin, and it was cheaper than the surrounding houses. But in Bitcoin, he wanted to sell his house for Bitcoin, and everyone, instead of taking that as a buy the dip kind of thing, they took it as Grant Cardone went so hard on Bitcoin buying and is down so much that he can't afford his house anymore, which was kind of funny. Kwame said, have you heard of crypto RS meme coin called Clash? I have, and I would actually argue that it's not a meme coin because it has underlying utility. And I bought Clash not too long ago. I sold it. Man, where did I even buy it? I think I bought it right in here, and I sold it right around here, and it went up a lot farther. So I'm a little bit bummed. But I mean, it's kind of right back around my buy, so I could accumulate some more. But I like George. I don't think George has a reason to grift. I think he's a millionaire already. He has so much freaking money. And this is the most, I'm bored, so I'm making a coin for a game that I enjoy. kind of thing. I don't know. And if he grifts and he's, regs everybody, then whatever. You make the decision as an adult man to invest in a project called the Clash Picks and Clash George plays Clash Royale. This is like a kid's game. But I think George is funny. And I played the trade for a little bit. I did. And I think Clash Picks has potential for sure. It's literally, it's like his equivalent betting market kind of scenario. And, you're a millionaire. Potentially billionaire. I don't know what George's net worth is. I know he's been in Bitcoin for freaking forever. So he's got a crap ton of money. And he's building a prediction market with this. So I feel like there's a bunch of potential. Obviously, there's going to be early investors that are getting out. It's definitely sold off like crazy. You got to use your discretion. Treat it like a meme coin if you're going to buy any of it. I'm not a financial advisor. I like George. I do. This is the Cryptos RS coin. Yes. Permabull George. He's so funny, though. One of my favorite quotes from him is this, and he said this was maybe a year ago. He goes, he's pointing out a post on X. He's like, this guy says that he thinks that Bitcoin's in a Adam and Eve double bottom. I've never heard of that pattern, but I like it. I was like, I was like, what are you saying, bro? The double bottom is like the easiest pattern on the planet to learn. The Adam Eve double bottom is like slightly less easy to learn. And the dude's a millionaire. He made his money with crypto. How do you not know what an Adam Eve double bottom is? That's how disconnected he is from TA, which is totally fine. It's called technical analysis. None of it is factual. It's patterns that have played out in the past that might play out in the future. It's all complete speculation. There's no right or wrong TA. So it's not necessary to learn, especially if you're a long-term guy, and he clearly has been, and he's profited tremendously off of it. But dude, I just thought that was funny as shit. I've never heard of that pattern, but I like it. Oh man. Tom Soloscope said, I play Crash Royale. It's a fun game when you need to kill time, like waiting for the doctor or something. I'm such a nerd with my phone battery. I have like OCD, so if my battery is being wasted, my brain is like, no. Even though I get so freaking bored, I usually just end up scrolling on X, so it's the same amount of battery power being used anyways. George made a better coin than these so-called devs in the space. Exactly. I think I might buy until the bull run. Not a bad idea. Tom Selfscope said, we cannot be rugged because we are all George. That is true. We would all profit. Jay Wise Adventure said, George made a better coin than a top 100 layer 1 protocol like Dot. I feel bad for Dot, dude. The team's trying to make it right. They're trying to redo their tokenomics, and I feel like they're doing a good job. I hate it when people are like, we're done. That's it. We can't do anything else. We're leaving. Because clearly you've made enough money and you're happy with it and you're piecing out. But the people that stick around, they're like, listen, we like what we've built. We have a community here. We're not going to squander all of this market share. We're going to try to fix it. We've recognized that their bag has been fumbled along the way a little bit, and we're going to try to fix it, and then we're going to build upon that newly laid foundation. I much prefer that. I think that that's way cooler than people that are like, we're leaving. We're going to maybe launch this other thing over here later. I think those people are assholes. Lunar said, I love double bottoms that break down. They're so sad. Dude, any bullish pattern or bearish pattern, any pattern that invalidates is terrifying in both directions. Bearish pattern that invalidates to the upside, scary. A bullish pattern that invalidates to the downside, also scary, because it's usually the most violent move. JY said, all George needs to know, Bitcoin gonna go up. And it worked out great. Exactly. Cheers, guys. Like I said, anyone that's been in the market for more than 2 cycles is filthy rich. If you cannot get through 2 cycles and make a profit, something went wrong. And it was potentially, more than likely, user error. Oh, well, I only bought Hawk to a coin. Stop. Learn. Hawk to a coin is not a viable investment. Diversify. Don't use emotion. Don't gamble. DCA. Buy, I don't know. Buy some stocks, man. Build a metals portfolio. Get some Pokemon cards. You know what Pokemon cards I have here? Check this out. I almost can't hold them in one hand. This is a brick of booster packs. This is literally almost the size of my head. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I should open them, but I'm not going to. 88 said, I'm sure George's channel makes bank. He has a team working his socials. He also has, I don't remember what it's called. Is it just Cryptos RS? He has that website that posts crypto news. Let me see. It is not Cryptos RS. It's something else, isn't it? Is it just Cryptos RS? Yeah, no, he has a different website that he built for crypto news. What is it damn called? George plays Clash, whatever. I don't remember. He built the web. Maybe he sold it. But he had a whole website built with like crypto news and stuff, and it was a different name, but it kind of sounded similar. I don't remember. Oh well. Lunar said, if you went short for most of 2025, 2026, you'd be quite green. 88 said his X and his Facebook's all over, I see too. I don't want to do Facebook. I don't want people that I know personally to know that I do this, because they're all like idiots. Like, I grew up in a very, very small town, and my Facebook is, I have not been on Facebook in so long. I go on there to like do marketplace stuff, but I don't post and I don't interact because everyone's they're just complaining all the time, dude. It's nonstop. I literally went on there the other day to make my first post in years. I was like, you guys are soft as hell. If I came back here, I would get in so much trouble. Mr. Roberts said, hey JJ, not sure if you still have the fractal double bottom from last cycle, but if we still repeat this time, it looks like 55K-ish is the buy in October this year. Okay, so I do believe that I still have that double bottom from last cycle. So this is what I have from last cycle. And let me go to the daily. Yeah, it doesn't go that much lower. Now I did pull this big monstrosity. I don't know really. I guess that is, I think that's this. I think it's like all of this. Or maybe it doesn't go up that high. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's the whole thing. I think that it's literally this. Just stretched out. Or on a higher time frame. What the hell? Jesus. So let me pull what I think you're talking about. Double bottom from last time. 1, 2 maybe? I'm just going to pull this whole thing. Let's just pull this whole damn thing. I'll bring it over here. And going from the Pico top, we should have bottomed long ago. If I go from like the middle area of this accumulation sideways channel situation up here, that chunk, like the mean of this big fat chunk up top, we'll go to the middle. Then our bottom's approximately like 60K if I don't scale anything. And if I scale it, let me scale it. I personally like the 51.5. If I try to scale it to make it fit though, that right there, if I try to scale it to make it fit this little hockey stick setup, along with our, let's start at our peak and scale it. Then it's looking like, yeah, see, I like that. Because we got our hockey stick, which played out very nicely, and then our further breakdown, and now we've got like a sideways sitch. And I feel like that should technically be this, but it's playing out much longer. So maybe it's just going to be a combination, and then our bottom. And again, the scale, you can, there's nuance to the scaling. Like I can probably squeeze this down a little bit more and still have it be reasonably fit. Yeah, see, look at that. And then this bottom is around 58. So you can pretty much probably nail anything in between 50 and 60K for the bottom if you try to scale it appropriately. But if you just copy paste and drag it over, and this one I've squeezed down this direction. I have not touched it up and down at all though. This has not been done to this fractal. I just pulled it in because it was much longer, so I actually brought it in. But I kept the same height, top to bottom. And again, obviously that's not adjusted for inflation, and by inflation in this case I mean the higher market cap and the potential for a larger pullback, or even the same size pullback. If we go down 71%, because last time we went down 71%. Right here we got 86 and 84, 71, maybe this is 70, maybe it's 69. But I just did the same math from your 84 to 71. I did 71 to 58. That's that 13 difference. That puts us at 51.5. But if we do 71% from the peak is approximately 36.5. 36.6 or 69 from the peak is approximately 38, 39. We'll just call it 39. And then you got your 58, which is at 51.5. So there's options. There's definitely options all over the place. Mr. Roberts said double top. Play the fractal out till October. That's basically it. Yep, the double bottom or the double top looks like the same. Lunar said the quarterly 21 exponential moving average is now at 60K. Quarterly 21 is usually your bull case support. Okay, I like that. One of my favorites in today's news segment, excuse me, is, I think it's before all of this. Right. Nope, am I crazy? Yeah, right here. I like this trending Bitcoin post. We've got, I can get really up in there. We've got a cycle peak, and this is, I think, 2017, 2018, 2019. Cycle peak, bottom, mid-cycle peak, mid-cycle bottom. That's an entire cycle right there. Then we got 2021, cycle peak, bottom, mid-cycle peak, mid-cycle bottom. Allegedly, that's the concept here. So this, with this concept, we're looking for a cycle peak heading into probably 2027, which then everyone and their brothers can be like, oh, it's a 4-year cycle. So that's where the whole goalpost, there's definitely some play in either direction to move the goalpost and insist that it's a 4-year cycle or whatnot. So all sides can be happy and be right, and they can all fight forever and determine who's right and who's wrong and all that junk. When in reality, the real winner is the person that doesn't give a shit and still made money. Lunar Entity said, oh, hold on. 88 said, how many shorts get wrecked? Tom Selleck Scout said, no way we see 40K. Corn. Lunar Entity said, we did not find support at the 21 last time, instead dropping to the 50 SMA. The 50 SMA is at 40K. Had we lost the quarterly 21 EMA below 58K, I would lean bearish, but high time frames are still bullish. 2022, we sliced through the EMA and found support at 50 SMA. We even back tested it bearishly for 6 months. Tom Selleck's code, no ways. Okay, yeah. 88 said, how many shorts get wrecked? Let's go refresh our liquidity map and see, because there's a big fat chunk. Unfortunately, we got no alerts today of like X amount of shorts. We've got 6 million. We've got 18 million. We've got 13, 18, 16. Hang on. 16. I'm rounding up, by the way. 10. Rounding up or down accordingly. 12. What is that? Right there. 3. 8. Or I guess 9. 9. 8. 9. 13. 5. 18. So probably a couple billion. Or a couple hundred million, not a couple billion, I'm sorry. A couple hundred million. Bitcoin's chilling at 69, 160, 159. We are gearing up for a potential, I don't know, reaction come Monday open. We will see. Lunar Entity said for Confluence, most major stock indices found support at their quarterly 21 EMAs in 2022. Okay. So we've got 40K and 60K. I like it. Yeah, that's kind of my whole thing. If we were dancing around between 60 and 65, we got pretty damn close. Where did we get? We went all the way down to 60 at one point. Beautifully bounced off of that. But our average in this little skewer zone, I'm going to call it pretty much 68K. What's the difference between 68 and 50? Let me go 68 to 50. 30%? I guess that's pretty big. Forget I said anything. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Regardless, even if this is just a little dead cat bounce, little bull rally in a bear market, I'm happy. I'm excited. This is the name of the game, and we are going to play it accordingly. 1K to 10K Grok portfolio still miserably suffering. Over 60% in the whole meme coin portfolio. I got kicked out. Hang on. Let me log back in. I swear I did this. Okay. Meme coin portfolio is over 75% in the whole. Narrative portfolio is 50, just under 50% in the whole. Still the best performer. Tau is carrying the entire portfolio, down 49%-ish. Pepe is down like 75%. Fetch is down almost 80%. This is crazy, man. VeChain's suffering. But narrative portfolio, definitely the best performer, I think. Knife catching portfolio is down 60, almost 61%. So yeah, the narrative portfolio is the best performer. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right, let's check our poll. I asked you guys, which would you rather have right now? 56% of you guys, this is a close one, said 2 million up front. 44% said 4K a week for life. We got a total of 9 votes. I'd say that's a pretty fair market. Guys, I guess I'm going to call it. It's 11 p.m. I'm going to go eat some of my, probably eat some of my daughter's Easter candy, get sick, and then go to bed. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Sunday, happy Easter, and good night.